Our next story takes us to the eastern end of Canada, and Prince Edward Island, P.E.I. as it's often called, is an easy place to fall in love with. It is what many of us envision when we think of a distant place to visit, and quite honestly, I feel pretty lucky I got to enjoy the many little surprises we found during our stay. We just happened on this small harbor where lobstermen were loading up and heading out to sea in a classic view of this seafaring province. Picturesque churches dot the highways, and the annual potato harvest was in full swing. It was also the perfect road trip to our ultimate destination, the bottle houses of Wellington. I'll be honest with you that part of my interest in coming here was being able to throw out old puns like people living in glass houses and this is a place where everything is bottoms up. Well, it turned out to be so much more, and one of our favorite places.
This is a tourism site that was built by my father.
Your dad had nothing to do?
Well, my father was retired then. He was 65, although he kept really busy. So there was no recycling on P.E.I. in those years, in the early 1980s. So he kind of just spread the word around. He was going to be collecting bottles. And every week he'd take his old truck and go around and get them from the dance halls, the restaurants, and so on. And people started bringing bottles over as well.
And then almost every morning, Regen's late father would get up early and lay maybe 5 or 6 rows of bottles before going on with the rest of his day. He hated cleaning the bottles and peeling off the labels, but he just couldn't keep his pride bottled up, and he ended up building 3 different houses. Curious passers-by noticed, and a tourist attraction was born. Today they come from around the world, and it's the chapel that seems to be everybody's favorite.
He still had a little bit of work to be done on the chapel, but we left it as it was at first, and then over the years we had to do some major renovations here, so we kind of finished that little pew. Just the one row of the front pew was not quite complete then.
All 3 bottle houses have been completed, but now they're almost accent pieces to the incredible and peaceful gardens that have been carefully grown and cultivated around them.
The good fortune of having a girl from this community who was dreaming of becoming a gardener, and she approached me, and she has just transformed our property to such a nice site.
Something magic seems to happen when you come through the atrium, doesn't it?
That's what I feel as well, and a lot of people tell us once they come on this side of the archway, there's kind of a peaceful feeling.
In many ways, this place reminds me of an old Jim Croce song about putting time in a bottle, because at this place, you really can. And that's why the bottle houses are one of our favorites.